Donnie Evans is an old farm boy. Grew up on a farm in my early years, through age 18 at least, and wanted more out of my life rather than to be a farmer, because that's what happened with most people that grew up in my area. Went to college on scholarships at 18 and haven't looked back. Though I grew up on that farm, I haven't worked on that farm since 18. Went to college, became a teacher as a result, and ultimately an administrator, thanks to a lot of people who've helped me along the way. My major goal in this career has been to help folk who grew up poor, like me, to move beyond their circumstances. My father helped me to understand very early in life that education was the great equalizer. That's how he used to refer to it. And if you want to be something more than what you are, then education is the way to get there. And I've always remembered that, and I've made it my mission to help communicate that to the young people that we worked with, but then more than communicate it, help it to become a reality in their lives. And as a result, I have been a teacher, a principal, a district administrator for now my 38th year, and have been extremely successful, I feel, in helping to accomplish that goal. I am responsible for the operation of the school district, every phase of our operation. Teaching and learning is our core business, and that means that the work of our teachers, the work of our principals, the work of our instructional assistants, and everyone in this district that supports them on our instructional mission is my responsibility. But then on the operational side, I'm responsible for the operation of 52 facilities, 52 school facilities, and then we have this building, our district office, and one or two others that I'm responsible for as well. So facilities management, management of all of personnel in all the schools, whether they're teachers or other staff. I'm responsible for food service, transportation, you name it. If it occurs in the Paterson Public School District, I'm responsible for it. Now, fortunately, I have good staff who work with me to help make that happen, and supervising those staff also is a major part of my responsibility. A piece that normally isn't thought of automatically by many folk has to do with community engagement, which is a major priority for us. It includes getting parents and families involved, along with partners in our community who can assist us with our work, and I'm responsible for that as well. My desire from the onset of my career in the early 70s was to work in school systems where there were large populations of youngsters at risk of failure, either at risk because of their life circumstances, meaning they may be poor, they may have a disability or some circumstance that placed them at risk, or there were conditions in the areas, in the locations that predisposed them to at-riskness. Again, to help them to realize that there's more to life than what they may be experiencing, and that they can rise above those circumstances. In Durham, North Carolina, I worked in a district that had all of those populations represented, as well as youngsters on the other end of that continuum, from youngsters in high socioeconomic homes to youngsters who are very poor. In my school, where I was a teacher and then ultimately a principal, had a nice mixture of kids. I left there, went to Florida in a huge school district that had a very large urban population, much like Paterson and much like Providence, Rhode Island, where I ultimately went as well, but it also had a mixture. Then I went to Providence, which is very much like Paterson. Large population of youngsters who were poor and at risk. And so it's been consistent with my mission to work with youngsters who are predisposed to at-riskness. We do have a strategic plan for the Paterson Public Schools. It is a new strategic plan that is designed to address many of the challenges and problems the district has been confronted with over the years. Those challenges are associated with student achievement. Our student achievement is very, very low compared to other districts in the state. This is a state-controlled district, by the way. Challenges associated with graduation rates, attendance rates, parent and community engagement, a number of problems. And as a result, we've drafted a strategic plan that we think addresses those problems in a proactive, positive way. It is organized around 4 district priorities and their goals associated with each one of those priorities. The first one is effective academic programs, which means literally that our programs are going to be research-based and outcomes-driven. The second one is safe, caring, and orderly schools. Our schools must be safe so teachers can teach and students can learn. The third one is family and community engagement, which I alluded to earlier, to get our families and our agencies and organizations in the community more directly engaged in our work to help our students to succeed. And the fourth is efficient and responsive district operations. We have 52 schools with teachers and students, 24,000 students, roughly 3,500 employees. About 2,200 of those employees are teachers. And we need to be responsive to their needs to educate all our children to the best of our ability. There are specific goals embedded within the strategic plan that are aligned with each one of the 4 priorities. The first priority, as I mentioned, is efficient or effective academic programs. We have embedded within that goals to improve student achievement using a number of strategies that rely heavily on making sure that we have highly qualified and high quality teachers in each of our classrooms, making sure that we have the curriculum that we needed, making sure that we have the assessment systems and support systems for our teachers that we need. There are strategies embedded in it that will allow us to renew and redesign our high schools. Our high schools need to be much more effective than they are. And so that's one of our major goals embedded in this particular plan. Focusing heavily on a lot of what our teachers do to address the affective needs of youngsters, whether it's through after-school programs or extended day programs to help them, or in-school advisories and those kinds of things, so that there's a caring adult for every child, represents yet another major goal area for our district. We want to make sure that we have people prepared to move into teaching positions and administrative positions who are highly qualified and ready to do the job. So professional development is one of our major strategies as well. In conclusion, while our core business is teaching and learning, our instruction, there are other challenges that we have that are represented through goals and objectives aligned with the other 3 priorities. For example, priority 2, safe, caring, and orderly schools. We have to make sure our schools are safe. We have to do everything we can to make sure that they're safe, because students can't learn if they don't feel safe. Teachers can't teach if they don't feel safe. And so making sure that we have alternative schools, making sure that we have a student code of conduct that is effective in addressing issues as they surface, in school suspension programs, professional development, particularly around student management, are among them. Aligned with family and community involvement, making sure that every school has a PTA or PTO in it, so that parents can see that there is a venue through which they can come and participate with us in the education of their children, and at the same time reaching out to our community partners, whether they are other organizations or agencies in the community, faith-based groups, you name it. We want to get them connected. And the last priority with regards to efficient, effective operations is to make sure that we are customer service oriented, that we are responsive to the needs of our community, that we are responsive to the needs of our own staff as it relates to teaching and learning and getting our parents involved. I recently implemented a reorganization plan for the district to make sure we have people in place to do everything that we can do and everything that we have included in the strategic plan, not only in that area but in other areas as well.